I would like to suggest you to stay updated on mobile games, because through this video, you will realize how good the game's progress is. With a realistic game Android in 2025, it will easily blow your mind into another level. If you love this video, feel free to like and subscribe to this channel to get more updates. Please enjoy the video of Top 10 Best Games with the Best Graphic for Android and iOS 2025. Best Graphic Games for Mobile. Once Human. This game became the most anticipated open-world games on mobile 2025. With a high-quality graphic and amazing gameplay will blend perfectly to create an interesting mechanism to play. I really love how the game is set in a different world, which is in a post-apocalyptic world. There are so many activities and action we can do while exploring the world, like crafting some equipment, items, constructing a base, and countless gear. But everything will consume a certain material that we can easily find around the area. The developers are making it into no pay-to-win games. That's why every single resources will easily get it through killing the monster and also searching around us. We will face strange creatures with a different size. Most of the boss monsters have a huge size, like multiple times bigger than our main characters. It's one of the best dark fantasy theme base. I'm pretty sure you will keep playing it when it's released in April 2025. If you are looking for a stranger Genshin game, then I will recommend Once Human games to play in April. Earth Revival the Core. I never believe if a mobile game has reached this level. It's becoming one of the heaviest games on mobile to run, because it needs a high point specification and needs a flagship class to run in the maximum setting. But trust me, you will never regret it, because the main visual is absolutely gorgeous. The game's main concept is a modernist with futuristic and robotic base. Every single object will represent a great design. However, the character appearance is my most valuable thing that we can be concerned about. It has a survival and MMORPG base. Exploring the world with so much action will make your gaming experience way more fun. Swimming, drinking the sea water, life indicator, stamina, getting some material, crafting, and many more. All of these things are not the only features or action we should try, but also the game's combat mechanism absolutely impressed me. All of the monster movement has an unpredictable movement. Even on the prologue, we will have a hard time to kill the boss. Sniper Elite for mobile. Can you believe if this kind of game is a mobile version? But from my perspective, it has a great visual and has a similarity with PC level from the graphic. Look at how the vegetation has a realistic movement and how the stone wall looks so detailed. It's pretty insane how many games on PC decide to port his famous franchise into the mobile version. This game will be the best example of the game's mobile standard right now. It is an open world base and we should always keep moving by following the main mission. Even we can explore the world freely, but the enemy will respawn in a certain area. So accepting the main mission is the best experience with. It has a shooter base with a third-person perspective that will make your point of view become wider. There are two main weapons that we can switch anytime. Looting a different weapon after killing the enemy is possible. Honestly, I love the ambience, the world that we are exploring, with a combination of greeny landscape, sea, and cave and farm, making the game look so epical in the medieval era. I don't know exactly what year the game is taking place, but surely it looks so promising. The best realistic action shooter game for iOS 2025. The Android version is not available yet. Need more time to update it. Naraka Blade Point Mobile. This game is one of the best graphics on mobile in 2025. No wonder the game was made by one of the most powerful companies in the mobile game history, which is NetEase. They successfully create a AAA action game with a great action we can do. Unfortunately, we need to wait more time to see the game release on global, but at least we know how the main gameplay is. It's still on optimization, especially the ping connection should become more stable to give a better experience to the player. In the game, we'll play in a massive number to become the last man standing. It's kind of a battle royale game where we should compete within the real players, and making a team up is possible by inviting your friends. The world is absolutely beautiful. We can climb the wall, climb the tree, move from one tree to the other places by using an iron string. The game's combat mechanism of Naraka Blade Point Mobile is we can make a counterattack defense, unleashing the heavy damage and making a combo while in the air. The best realistic game 2025 action RPG games for Android and iOS. Undecember Mobile. This game keeps inviting more new players to play. Even on the Play Store, the review is getting massively coming from the newbie and they all got a great impression. Before you want to download it, make sure you have enough space, about 20 GB. But trust me, it's one of the most worthy games to play in 2025 that looks like a Diablo Immortal. Unfortunately, when we are in the combat mode, the camera angle is only able to adjust from the top-down view perspective. It's kind of an action MMORPG. We are only able to meet the other players while we are at the safety points, which is in the village. Getting some preparation there will be the best way to keep your main hero alive because the game's level difficulty is quite hardcore. Most of the enemy will come aggressively in a massive number, and they will keep approaching us no matter how far we have escaped. The only way to survive is fighting back, even though the game has been in existence for more than a year, but the developer keep giving an update. Are any of you playing on December mobile right now? Racing Master. This game will break the mobile market as one of the best new game realistic in racing games genre. It has an amazing gameplay. I remember playing this game about the first beta and it looks so gorgeous in graphic. I can't imagine how the game will become right now since the game has an update for more than 1 year, and surely the developer will give the best optimization on radial physics. Because this thing is the only features that we need to focus on. I realized when we hit the other car, it doesn't show any crash effect. Our car will become invisible. I prefer to play a racing game that has a competitive effect, like the crashing effect should get more attention. It made the game look so newbie friendly. I don't need a lot of time to master the control navigation. It has a simple gameplay and even we can reach the top leaderboard worldwide in an easier way. One of the best realistic game 2025. I hope the developer will give an update of the global version. Arena Breakout Realistic FPS. This game is really promising as a shooter game. It represents a high-definition graphic with a realistic sun glare and shadow, with a great gameplay and making the game look super in any effect. When you play the game, I'm sure you will be amazed about the gameplay, because while in the mission, we'll have a chance to listen to the main protagonist making a strategy to approach and seize the enemy's territory. We need to keep listening to the strategy to know about our next step. It will make our mission clear easily. Suddenly, I feel like I'm on a battlefield. The game has a campaign mode where we should clear a certain mission. It's pretty clear about what we should do. But once you die and fail, then all of the items you have will be lost. We need to keep our eyes ready for any sudden attack from a different directions. This game has a first-person perspective point of view. It will help the player to see the situation in a wider area. If you love to play an adventure in an intense gameplay, then Arena Breakout is the answer. The high graphic games 2025 for Android and iOS, and it's available to play on Play Store and App Store right now. Need for Speed Assemble. Proudly, this game will come to mobile with one of the best game graphic ever on mobile. The ragdoll physics absolutely has a AAA effect. I have tried crashing the car to a different object and the object effect looks so realistic. This is the best example of how the game should have. It will give a huge satisfaction to the player and surely the player would love to try a new experience and keep playing the game for a longer period of time. Even though it's a racing car game, but it has an open world feature with a multiplayer base. Meet the other players, have a chat or a conversation will be a great feature, right? Try to beat the other players to reach your higher score and compete in the worldwide score. Lead the other players to become the best car modifier by getting some spare part in the store and improving your acceleration and top speed. Need for Speed Assemble is the best new game realistic graphic 2025. Fading City Mobile. Have been waiting for this game for so long. It's been more than a year already. Our team has checked on their official YouTube channel, but we don't get any news yet, and we tried on finding any news, but we don't get any. I really hope the developer would love to continue the project. However, the game looks so promising as a realistic game in 2025. This is a single-player open-world adventure game with a zombie as the main base. We can hold two different weapons of long range of gun and also melee weapon like an iron stick. I believe this game has an inspiration from Resident Evil, the way of the action and how the enemy looks super aggressive. I'm sure in 2025 the device can handle the game smoothly without any laggy. Anyway, this video footage was mine that I recorded a few moments years before. That's why the graphics are not really optimized. Anyway, do you know this game? Where Winds Meet. I'm sick to see how good this game becomes. This is one of the best new action RPG games on mobile that I'm sure you will agree with me if the game has the PC quality level. I will give 10 to 10 for the graphic and visual. The combat reminds me of Souls-like Game Mobile because the boss movement action is unpredictable. We can't beat the boss easily. We need to train and master our reflex when we want to make a dodge, counter and parry skill. Look at how amazing the visual is. Seriously, this game will become the most played action hack and slash on mobile. I think many of the players are trying to play a realistic game RPG, and this game is the only answer if you want to go a complex perfection. Using 3 different weapons will grant our winning chance and be able to adjust the fighting battle of the bosses. While exploring the world, we can do a multiple jumps, climbing and running, where Winsmith surely has an oriental theme and is well represented by the hero's appearance design. The best ARPG, Best Graphic Game 2025 Mobile. Bonus, Blade of God X Oracles. This game has the most stunning visual if we compare it with the other action RPG within a dungeon-based game. From the first sight, I can easily notice if the developer wants to create a Soul-like game mobile. It has a dark fantasy theme and the game's level of difficulty is merciless. We don't have enough time to dodge the incoming heavy damage. The developer should add the hazardous area to make the game become way more friendly for a beginner. But surely I know what they are pointing out for. They will focus on a hardcore player who love high tension level gameplay. The music background is absolutely top notch, making it more satisfying. These all are the best high graphic games mobile that I'm sure will need a huge effort to play in a maximum graphic on your phone. That's the reason why I will highlight and give the best list to represent it. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.